Hey everyone, welcome back. By the end of this video, you are going to have 6 practices that will develop your intuition and make reading tarot feel natural, clear, and genuinely useful. The only condition is that you actually commit to them. Today we are talking about the most important skill in tarot and the one that gets the least useful advice. Intuition. You can memorize every card meaning in the book. You can know all 78 cards front to back and still sit down in front of a spread and feel completely blank. That gap between knowing and actually reading is intuition, and it is not a gift you either have or you do not. It is a skill. It builds with practice. Let us get into it. What intuition actually is. Let us clear something up first. Intuition is not a mystical sixth sense. It is your brain processing information faster than your conscious mind can keep up with. Think about a time you met someone and immediately felt comfortable or uncomfortable before they had said or done anything you could point to. That was intuition, your brain pulling from everything you know about body language, tone, and pattern, and delivering a summary feeling before you had time to think. In tarot, it works the same way. When you look at a card, something in you responds before you have time to look it up. A feeling, a word, a memory, a pull toward one part of the image. That response is real data. Most beginners ignore it completely because they do not trust it yet. This video is about learning to trust it and training it to get stronger. One more thing worth saying, intuition and knowledge are not opposites. The more you understand the cards, their symbolism, their imagery, the richer your intuitive responses become. Knowledge gives intuition more to work with. You build both at the same time. Why beginners struggle? If intuition is natural, why does it feel so hard at first? The biggest reason is overthinking. When you are new, your mind is running constantly. What does this card mean? Am I doing this right? What if I get it wrong? That mental chatter drowns out the quieter intuitive signal underneath it. The second reason is not trusting yourself. Most of us have learned, in subtle ways, to distrust our own inner voice. The book says this card means that, so that must be right, and what I am feeling must be wrong. But your felt response to a card is not wrong. It is the beginning of something real. So before we get into the practices, here is the most important mindset shift. Stop trying to get it right. Start trying to notice. That one change will open everything up. The 6 practices. Practice 1. 1 card a day, guidebook down. Every morning, pull 1 card. Do not look it up. Just look at the image for a full minute. What is the first thing your eye goes to? What is the mood of the card? Does it feel light or heavy? Does any part of it make you feel something, even something you cannot name? Write down 3 things. What you noticed, 1 word or phrase that came to mind, and how the card feels to you today. Not what it means, how it feels. Then look up the traditional meaning and compare. You will be surprised how often your gut response overlaps with the actual meaning, even when you had no idea what the card was. Do this every day for 30 days. It builds the habit of noticing your own responses before your analytical mind takes over. That habit is the foundation of everything else. Practice 2. Talk out loud while you read. This one sounds strange, but it is one of the fastest ways to access real intuition. When you sit with a card, narrate out loud what you see and what you feel. Not a polished interpretation, just a running commentary. Something like, there is a figure standing alone. The sky looks heavy. This feels like waiting, or maybe like being stuck. Something about this reminds me of a time when I had to be patient even though I did not want to be. Talking out loud bypasses the inner critic. When you are narrating in real time, you cannot stop and second guess every word. You just keep going. And what comes out is often far more intuitive than anything you would have written after thinking for 5 minutes. Try it alone first. Then, when you feel ready, try it while reading for someone else. You will be surprised what surfaces. Practice 3. Free association writing. Pull a card and set a timer for 3 minutes. Write everything that comes to mind when you look at it. Words, images, memories, feelings, random associations. Do not edit. Do not worry about whether it makes sense. It might look like old woman, waiting, my grandmother's kitchen, the color gray, something unfinished, a letter that never arrived. None of that has to be logical. When the timer goes off, read it back. Then look at the card's traditional meaning. You are training yourself to access the part of your mind that works in images and associations rather than definitions. That is exactly where real intuitive reading comes from. Practice 4. Tell the story. Lay 3 cards in a row. Treat them like panels in a comic strip. Something happens in the first card, something develops in the second, something shifts or resolves in the third. Do not look up a single meaning. Just tell the story you see in the images. Who are the figures? What are they doing? What happens when you move from one card to the next? This is how experienced readers actually read. Not looking up meanings one card at a time, but reading the whole picture as a connected story. And here is an extra layer once you feel comfortable with it. Before you break down each card individually, look at the whole spread at once as a single image. What is the overall mood? What is the first thing you notice across all 3 cards together? That bird's eye response is often the most honest reading you will give. Practice 5. The no-guidebook challenge. This one is harder, but it is worth doing. Pick one full week where you do not look up a single card meaning. Every reading, every daily pull, every practice session, guidebook closed, app off. You will feel uncomfortable. You will feel like you are getting things wrong. Do it anyway. What this week does is force you to rely entirely on what the images give you and what your own responses tell you. It cuts the safety net. And cutting the safety net just for a week accelerates intuitive development faster than almost anything else. After the week is over, go back to checking meanings. You will notice that your intuitive reads were closer to accurate than you expected, and you will trust yourself a little more from then on. Practice 6. Sit with the cards you dislike. Go through your deck and pull out the 3 cards that make you most uncomfortable, the ones you dread pulling, the ones that make you want to move on quickly. Sit with each one for 5 minutes. Ask, what specifically feels uncomfortable about this? What does it bring up? What would it mean if this card were speaking directly about something in my life right now? The cards we resist most are often the ones telling us the most important things. Not because tarot is trying to unsettle you, but because intuition often flags the things we are already trying not to look at. You will learn more from those 3 cards than from all the ones you love. Common blocks and how to move through them. A few things will come up as you practice. The blank mind. You pull a card and nothing comes. When this happens, just describe the image out loud, like you are describing it to someone who cannot see it. Only the literal facts: a figure standing, a river in the background, a sword pointing upward. Describing what you literally see almost always loosens something up. Reading under pressure. You sit down to read for someone else and everything you know disappears. When this happens, say out loud what you literally see, then say what it reminds you of or makes you think of. Then ask the person if any of that connects. Reading as a conversation rather than a performance takes the pressure off and is often more honest anyway. Comparison. Watching experienced readers and feeling like your readings are nowhere close. Every reader you admire started exactly where you are. The fluency you see in someone who has been reading for years is the result of years of exactly the kind of practice we covered today. You are not behind. You are at the beginning. Those are different things. A simple weekly routine. Here is something you can actually follow without it taking over your life. Every morning, 1 card, feel first, look up second, write 3 observations. Once a week, 3-card story spread for yourself. No looking anything up, just tell the story. Once a week, 15 minutes of free association with 1 card you do not fully understand. Once a month, read back through your notes and look for patterns. Simple, consistent, and it compounds over time. Intuition in tarot is not about being psychic. It is about learning to trust the part of yourself that already knows more than you think. The cards give your inner knowing something to land on, something visible to respond to. Your job is to start listening and to keep listening even when it feels uncertain. Be patient with yourself in the beginning. The clunky, uncertain phase is not a sign that you are doing it wrong. It is just what learning feels like. Keep going. If this was useful, drop a comment and tell me where you are in your tarot journey. I read all of them. Links to my major arcana and minor arcana videos are in the description if you want to build your card knowledge alongside your intuition practice. See you in the next one.